All right, number 2, we have another GeoGebra. It says horizontal line test. And so we get this graphic. It says move the point so that the function value shows the function is not one-to-one. So given a function has to pass the vertical line test, but to be one-to-one it has to pass the horizontal line test. That means that if I drew a horizontal line, it should only cross the graph one spot. So it does all throughout the middle, but on these little hook parts it will cross twice. So I can pretty much move this dot anywhere in this region or anywhere in this lower region, and that would satisfy the part that fails the horizontal line test and makes this graph ultimately not one-to-one. So I'll just put it up here, and you see they show you a couple different spots, and that should be good for that one. Alright, so let's go ahead and go on to number 3. Number 3 says for b is greater than 0, what are the domain and range of f of x equals bx? So this is a exponential function. So this is one of those parent functions we want you to be familiar with. Okay, one thing we know is the general shape. It hugs the x-axis, and then it curves up, goes through 1, and shoots up toward infinity. This graph is getting closer and closer to 0 as we go toward negative infinity, but it will never cross the line y equals x. Okay, so from this image you can see that this graph goes all the way to the left, so all the way to negative infinity, and it will go all the way to the right. So it's shooting up faster than it's going over, but that arrow indicates it's going to keep going. So our domain is negative infinity to positive infinity. And this is also one of the properties that you will have in the graphics in the course. So our domain in interval notation, negative infinity to positive infinity. And then there's a part 2. It says what is the correct range. So also from this image you can see that this graph does not go or touch 0. So that tells us that our range is at 0. So that parentheses indicate it doesn't reach 0, but it gets close to it. And then it shoots up to positive infinity. Okay? And again, these are just concepts that we want you to be familiar with and kind of know. So this is going to be 0 to infinity.